all from Torah or the Bible. What we're doing tonight is exactly what Yeshua or Jesus did with his disciples. It wasn't a supper, it wasn't cheese and wine, it was a Pesach Seder meal. He shared a Pesach Seder meal with people. And that's what we're doing tonight, so we're doing exactly what he said. And one of the things he said to them is, as often as you do this in remembrance of me. In other words, remember what I did and why I did it. And so that's what we do tonight. So during the days before Passover, leavened items are removed from the home to make it ready. This includes all breads and cakes, anything that contains yeast. Preparation begins with a thorough cleaning, culminating in a ceremonial search for leaven called halikat chametz. And basically what we're doing is we're removing the leaven from our houses. And as people, he wants us to remove the sin from our lives. It's the same thing. So yes, this is traditional. Yes, we talk about Egypt, but it's relevant today. It's relevant about our lives. That's why we do it. So let's ready our hearts for the Pesach Seder, the order of service, which is this. Tradition teaches that in each generation we must consider ourselves as having personally been free from Egypt. So all of us that have been redeemed, we've personally been freed from our own personal Egypt and from our own sin. So as we prepare for this experience of personal redemption, let us put far from us the leaven of sin hidden within our hearts. Haggadah simply means the telling. So the name on the front, this talks about the telling. Pesach or Passover is a story that's been retold for thousands of years. It's a story of miraculous transitions from slavery to freedom, from despair to hope, from darkness to light. And its greatness is the greatness of God. Its timelessness comes from the eternal truth of his involvement with his people. As he cares for his children of Israel in ancient times, he cares for all of those that are here today. So you'll see on the table is a Seder plate with various items on it. These are the bitter herbs. It says roasted egg. We don't have a roasted egg. Roasted egg is a tradition, and it's there basically to remember the destruction of the temple. We don't have to be worried about the destruction of the temple because we have our own personal Kohen Haggadol, great high priest Yeshua, who sits on the right hand of God. He is our temple. It's also the same reason why, when you see at a Jewish wedding, they wrap a glass inside a piece of cloth and stamp on it. It's to remember the destruction of the temple. It's a tradition. So we have all of these different things, and they all have a particular reason for being there. All curious, yet all part of the telling. Let us allow our senses to fully participate, taking in the sights and smells and tasting each ingredient and listening to every word. Let us see, hear, and feel the truth of God's love. One of the Messiah's last earthly acts was the celebration of the Passover Seder. Gathering his friends into a small room in Jerusalem, he led them in a Seder. This might surprise a few people, but Jesus was Jewish. All of his disciples were Jewish. The Seder that he celebrated with them was Jewish. It wasn't a new thing that he instituted. We actually are very fortunate tonight. Nobody can beat him. We have Yaakov with us, who celebrated 93 Pesach Seders.
92.
Sorry, 92 Pesach Seders. Anybody here beat that? No. If we do, we'll be doing very well. And I think he's still got a few in him yet.
Yes.
One of the best ways you can compliment a Jewish person is say, may you live to be 120. And in Yaakov's case, I believe it will happen.
No hearing aids.
No hearing
No
aids.
glasses.
No glasses.
Still drives.
Still drives.
And glasses.
Passes this test every time.
Yeah.
Still dances.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
So he was there celebrating the deliverance from Egyptian bondage. And that Yeshua revealed to them the mystery of God's plan of redemption. He spoke to them of his body and his blood, and he explained to them that he would have to die. It was no coincidence that Messiah chose the Passover for the setting of what is called by some communion, or the Lord's Supper. For in the story of the Passover lamb, Yeshua could best communicate the course he would be taking over the confusing hours that would have followed. Here, as we participate together in a Passover Seder, may we recall once again Yahweh's great redemption, God's great redemption for us. And now, I'll introduce Robin, and I'm going to ask her to kindle the festival lights. It's the same thing we do on a Shabbat, every Erev Shabbat on a Friday evening. Why? Because the Shabbat is actually the most important festival. These 7 festivals are important, but the most important is actually Shabbat. So it's not by accident that we light the festival candles. We pray for the illumination of the Spirit of God to bring great personal meaning to this Messianic Pesach celebration. Sure.
So I'm going to light this candle, and my daughter is going to light the other one. It's all symbolic, and most of it's written. And I'll say the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, v'Yeshua HaMashiach or haolam. Blessed are you, Lord, King of the universe, who has given us Yeshua, who is the light of the world.